The alarm goes off, jolting you awake. It's Monday morning and you're already running late. As you rush to get ready, you notice the dishes piled high next to the sink, a stark reminder of your spouse's promise to clean up last night. Frustration bubbles up. You storm into the bedroom, ready to unleash your anger. This scenario, or one like it, may be all too familiar. Anger is a natural human emotion, and it can easily flare up in the close quarters of a marriage. Triggers vary from person to person. They can include anything from unmet expectations and perceived slights to feeling unheard or disregarded. Recognizing your own anger triggers is the first step towards managing this powerful emotion. Pay attention to the situations, words, or behaviors that tend to push your buttons. By identifying these patterns, you can start to develop strategies for handling them more constructively. Remember, understanding your triggers is key to diffusing anger before it ignites. Uncontrolled anger is like a fire, scorching everything in its path. While the occasional outburst might seem harmless, chronic anger takes a serious toll on both your physical and mental health. Studies show a strong link between anger and cardiovascular disease. When you're angry, your body releases a surge of hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones increase your heart rate, blood pressure, and blood sugar levels, putting extra strain on your cardiovascular system. Over time, this constant stress can lead to inflammation, arterial damage, and an increased risk of heart attack or stroke. Beyond the physical risks, anger can also wreak havoc on your mental well-being. Chronic anger is associated with higher rates of anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. It can also disrupt sleep, impair judgment, and make it difficult to concentrate. Managing your anger is not just about protecting your relationships, it's about safeguarding your overall health. While unleashing your anger can have detrimental effects, bottling it up is equally damaging. Suppressing anger might seem like the safer option, but it's like sitting on a pressure cooker. Eventually, it will explode. When anger is suppressed, it doesn't just disappear. Instead, it festers beneath the surface, poisoning your thoughts and behaviors. This simmering resentment can manifest in passive-aggressive behaviors, such as sarcasm, criticism, and withdrawal. It can also lead to physical symptoms like headaches, digestive problems, and insomnia. In a marriage, suppressed anger creates distance and distrust, eroding the foundation of intimacy and connection. While expressing anger healthily is crucial, it's not about unleashing a torrent of blame and accusations. Instead, it's about finding constructive ways to communicate your feelings and needs to your partner. Managing anger is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice and patience. There are no quick fixes, but by implementing practical strategies, you can learn to control your anger before it controls you. These strategies involve shifting your perspective, adjusting your communication style, and cultivating emotional regulation techniques. One effective approach is to take a time out when you feel anger rising. This involves physically removing yourself from the situation and engaging in a calming activity, such as deep breathing, meditation, or listening to soothing music. This break allows you to interrupt the physiological response of anger and approach the situation with a clearer mind. Section 5. Focusing on the positive, remembering the good. When anger takes hold, it can be easy to fixate on your spouse's flaws and shortcomings. However, shifting your focus to their positive qualities can help to diffuse tension and foster a more compassionate perspective. Remember why you fell in love with your partner in the first place. Think about their strengths, their kindness, and the joy they bring to your life. Consider keeping a gratitude journal where you jot down things you appreciate about your spouse. Regularly reflecting on these positive attributes can help to soften your heart and remind you of the love and connection you share. This practice isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about creating a more balanced perspective and fostering a climate of appreciation within your marriage. Section 6. The power of forgiveness. Letting go of resentment. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of strength and liberation. Holding on to anger and resentment only keeps you trapped in a cycle of negativity. Forgiving your spouse doesn't mean condoning their actions. It means choosing to release the bitterness and pain that's poisoning your heart. Forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. It takes time to work through hurt feelings and rebuild trust. Start by acknowledging the pain that your spouse's actions caused you. Then, make a conscious decision to let go of the anger and resentment. This might involve talking to your spouse about the situation, seeking professional guidance, or engaging in personal reflection and prayer. Remember, forgiveness is ultimately a gift you give to yourself. It frees you from the burden of anger and allows you to move forward with your life. Section 7. I. Statements communicating feelings constructively. When communicating your anger, using I statements is crucial for fostering understanding and avoiding defensiveness. An I statement focuses on expressing your own feelings and needs without blaming or attacking your spouse. Instead of saying, "You always leave the dishes for me, you're so inconsiderate," try saying, "I feel frustrated and overwhelmed when I see the dishes piled up. I need your help keeping the kitchen clean." By using I statements, you take ownership of your emotions and clearly articulate your needs. This approach encourages your spouse to listen empathetically and work collaboratively towards a solution, rather than feeling attacked and becoming defensive. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to find common ground and strengthen your connection. Section 8. Active listening. The bridge to understanding. Active listening is an essential component of effective communication, especially when dealing with anger and conflict. It involves truly hearing and understanding your spouse's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. When your spouse is speaking, give them your full attention. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and focus on absorbing their words. Use verbal cues like, "I see," or "Tell me more" to show that you're engaged. Once your spouse has finished speaking, paraphrase what you heard to ensure you understood correctly. Say something like, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated because you've been working late and haven't had time to help around the house. Is that right?" Active listening demonstrates respect, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand your partner's point of view. This creates a safe space for open and honest communication, fostering connection even in the midst of disagreement. Section 9. Real-life harmony. Applying the principles. Imagine a couple, Sarah and John, who are constantly arguing about finances. Sarah feels like John is irresponsible with money, while John feels like Sarah is controlling and nagging. Using the principles we've discussed, they can begin to address this recurring conflict. First, they each need to identify their anger triggers. For Sarah, it might be seeing John make a large purchase without consulting her. For John, it might be feeling pressured to account for every penny he spends. Next, they can work on communicating their feelings using I statements. Sarah could say, "I feel anxious when we make big purchases without discussing them first. I need us to be on the same page financially." John could say, "I feel frustrated when I feel like I have to justify every expense. I need to feel trusted with our finances." By practicing active listening, Sarah and John can begin to understand each other's perspectives and work towards a compromise. Section 10. Reaping the rewards, benefits of anger management. Learning to manage anger effectively is an investment in your well-being and the health of your marriage. The benefits are numerous and far-reaching. As you develop greater emotional regulation, you'll experience reduced stress and anxiety, leading to improved physical and mental health. Your relationships will also benefit from your ability to communicate more constructively and resolve conflicts peacefully. This newfound harmony creates a more loving and supportive environment for both you and your partner. Furthermore, by modeling healthy anger management, you set a positive example for your children, equipping them with valuable life skills. Managing anger is not about suppressing your emotions. It's about expressing them in a way that fosters understanding, strengthens your bonds, and promotes personal growth. Section 11. A journey worth taking. Cultivating a happier marriage. Managing anger in marriage is an ongoing journey, not a destination. There will be times when anger flares up and old patterns resurface. The key is to approach this process with compassion, both for yourself and your partner. Remember that you are both learning and growing together. Celebrate your successes and be patient with setbacks. Seek professional guidance if needed, and continue to nurture your relationship with open communication, empathy, and a commitment to understanding. By embracing these principles and practicing them consistently, you can create a more peaceful, loving, and fulfilling marriage. The journey might not always be easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. A happier, healthier, and more connected marriage is a goal worth striving for. And with dedication and perseverance, it's a goal well within your reach.